live studio audience.
Yes. Who would have thought, man? Let's go. What's up, bro? We got a podcast in the Metaverse, bro.
Yeah. Who knew that this is what it was all building up to through the entire first season? And now we are here kicking off season 2 with all of you guys, a live studio audience.
Let's go. Every Tuesday.
A podcast. We didn't even know what was happening. We're 15 episodes into this.
It seems to be helping and impacting a lot of people. We'll see you every Tuesday on the Metaverse podcast. Peace.
Easy. I don't know why I chuck deuces. Like I don't chuck deuces. What was that?
Yo, what's happening? What's up, everybody? I know y'all like, man, something's missing. It's like this podcast is a lot just seems to be off balance. It's a lot darker right now. Yo, so guess what? You got me. Aaron is what's up, Joanna? What's going on? How you feeling? Yo, Jojo. So Aaron is not with us today. Oh, what a disappointment. Oh, there goes the neighborhood. Man, Aaron is doing some amazing things, as you all know. He's killing it. And so all the things that he has going on has got him kind of, occupied right at this very moment. So we've got some amazing things coming in the Metaverse, and not just the Metaverse, but of course the Metaverse. Here's the thing: it's pretty amazing that this stuff all conceptualized, of course, from an idea that one man had, and then here it goes, turns into this Metaverse. But then this one idea turned into the Metaverse, and now the question becomes, what about your ideas now? In fact, let me show y'all something. Hold on, right quick. This is like Mr. Rogers. Hold on. I've referenced this quite a bit of times. In fact, some of the episodes you've seen this little bad boy right here. It's this little egg, and I actually bought this from a kid's boutique shop. You know, one of those little fancy boutique shops. I saw this and I was like, man, that's interesting. But what really drew my attention to it was this book. This book is called "What Do You Do with an Idea?" Okay, boys and girls. Yes, why don't you be my neighbor? So the question is, what do you do with an idea? And this book, this little children's book, blew my mind. Okay, are you ready for story time? What do you do with an idea? Written by Kobe Yamada. Where one day I had an idea. Where did it come from? Why is it here? I wonder, what do you do with an idea? That's the question, Kimberly. What's happening? What do you do with an idea? And so the book goes on, and the idea showed up as just a regular egg, and then it grew some legs, and then it grew a crown. What do you think you do? Authentic VR says you plant it. Huh? Do you plant it? Anybody else want to take a guess? What do you do with an idea? What does Kobe Yamada say? Take a few more guesses. What does he suggest that you do with an idea? And this right here is gonna blow your mind. It's a little simple. Do you plant it? Any other takers? What do you do with the idea? At first, he says, I didn't think much of it. It seemed to be kind of strange and fragile. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just walked away from it and acted like it didn't belong to me. Oh my goodness. Does anybody have an idea? It seems strange, seems weird, it seems so big that you, what's up, Sturm? What do you do with it? He says, ultimately, you feed it. You feed an idea. But how do you feed the idea? You spend time thinking about it more and more and more and more. And when you feed the idea, ultimately, it grew some wings and it flew away. Boom, it's gone. And it becomes something bigger than what you ever imagined. And that's the future of the metaverse. The future of the metaverse we've seen over the last 6 months that it's taken off. This past week, you may have seen in the Soapstone Comedy Club, we had a comedy show. In addition to all the stuff that's going on in the comedy show, we had a comedy show on Saturday night hosted by Lunch Lady. Shout out to her. Shout out to everybody who came, and shout out to everybody who couldn't get in because it was jam-packed. Create another instance. And so I had a headliner friend, good friend of mine. We actually do a clubhouse show twice a week. It's actually his show. It's called the Akintunde Show. So Akintunde headlines all over the country, but not only does he headline, he's a writer, he's a producer, he's absolutely amazing, and he's with us today on the Well Metaverse podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome to the stage, my man Akintunde. What it do, brother?
Reverend Earls, what's up, sir?
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm good. I am so honored. This is my first time being on the Well Metaverse podcast. My God. Wow.
Oh, appreciate it, man. So first of all, dude, Kimberly Ann said it was an amazing show. Kimberly Ann was one of the ladies that was sitting in the back.
Okay.
I think she had on a blue shirt, dude. She was laughing so hard. It was almost such a good dude.
Wow.
So such a good show. So and Kimberly is one of our biggest encouragers. Like on your show, we got Kimberly Morgan. On this show, we got Kimberly Ann.
Thank you, Kimberly Ann. Nice to meet you again. Or good to see you again.
No doubt. Hold on. You got some welcomes more. Sturm is a Metaverse and Club Soapstone faithful.
Okay.
So
awesome.
Okay, so here's something. Authentic VR says, "Whoa, I follow this dude."
Really? What's up, Authentic VR?
But he also says, Authentic VR says this: "Come to Clubhouse. Let's write screenplays."
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Authentic. You don't know just how relevant that is right now with the stuff that's happening in this moment right now. So that's perfect time. Perfect
Boom.
time.
So there you go.
Yeah.
There it is. And listen, Authentic, like I connected, just like Aaron has always talked about collaboration. Akintunde, dude, you're the same way. You're always saying at this conference that we were at, you were talking about how comedians and artists need to get together, not necessarily looking for what you can get paid out of it, but just for the sake of creating great art. Let's begin to create art. And I've said the same thing as Aaron, and you're in that same boat. So when you started the Akintunde morning show, I was just like, how can I help?
Yeah.
Like, what do I need to do?
Yeah. I mean, Jason literally popped in the room one day, and I was like, whoa, hold on. This is Jason Earls. Y'all, hold on. Y'all, if you don't know who that is, you need to click and follow him right now. This is one of the pioneers, one of the premier comedians in this genre of what we do. He is killing the game. And so Jason just added value. And then like you came up one day and I was like, it felt so natural. And then me and you talked offline and I really appreciated your heart and I could sense your heart. I mean, and that's been what, a year? How long has it been now?
Dude, I have no idea, bro. I know I tried to go back to one of the shows and had to
it's
go back.
It's approaching a year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's approaching. You know, I know it's approaching a year because it was it was like pre-holiday when me and you talked. And I was like, we're
Really?
going to come back out of the new year swinging. And man, there's so much has happened, so much has grown out of the show, and just, you know, but that's the value of collaboration, just like what you and Aaron do, and just like what we do on Tuesdays and Thursdays on Clubhouse, and in other areas that we're working on now and collaborating on. I just think that if you are an artist, particularly if you're doing it and you have a heart for God, you really should be open to collaboration and not just coming in with your plate open and your fork ready, saying feed me.
Speaking of collaboration, tell us about the show we collaborated on, because my wife is calling and she's out. I want to make sure she's all right. So I'm gonna give you full screen. Dude, tell everybody like your experience coming into the Soapstone.
So first of all, shout out to the entire Soapstone Comedy Club family, Aaron and the foundation that he's built, and then all of the faithful. It just is really an amazing environment. So my first time being on stage in Soapstone, because I've been in Soapstone before as a patron or as a attendee, but it was amazing. Like it's really a different environment doing comedy in the VR space, and I thought it would be more of a challenge than it actually has been. It's like a refreshing. It's like a new. It's like a new space, like almost like if you're a comedian, you're an artist, you get this, or even whether you're a songwriter or writer, screenwriter, something like that. When you get something new, you really enjoy it. It's really you get excited about it. You're really happy about it, and you can't wait to exercise, utilize it, create, show it, or whatever. And I think that Soapstone in the VR world, in regards to comedy, is now a space for me that I'm excited to be a part of. I can't wait to get back to, and I'm just really encouraged about the potential for what's there. So it really has been a blessing, and I want to thank Jason, Pastor Tuck, really for you guys being like ambassadors for me, welcome me into this space. Again, Jason showed me how to do it. Let me just real talk. The other night, we had a conversation outside, and Jason was like, I said, hey man, I said, who going first? And he was like, he's like, no, you said, I need to go first. I said, no. I said, you need to let me go first. Let me just tell you. I was like, let me go first.
Let's explain the science of a comedy show, because some people don't understand this. Like in the comedy world, like to have a great show, mm-hmm. you want comedy to kind of take, have this plane where, right. It's funny all around, but right. Typically, whoever's gonna have the strongest night, that's who you typically want to go last. Right. So I was like, Ox got this whole tour that he's doing, and I was like, I you don't know this, but I actually told, and I hate saying this publicly, but I told Jay Dunn, I was like, I don't care what happens, I want Ock to be the hero for the night.
Oh wow!
And he was like,
only Jason Earls, y'all. Only.
I said, man, listen, I know you're glad that I invited you on to MC. Don't make me the hero. I want Ock, while you were standing there learning how to jump. That's what happened. I said, I want him to be the hero. Wow. So right now, I want him to go last. If he decides, like, man, maybe he wants to change, we'll go with what he wants. But right now, I'm telling you, like, the default is for Ock to go last. Wow. And let's just set him up so he can have a great time. Wow.
Well, let me say again, thank you for even having the heart to and have that sentiment and to express that and set me up like that. I appreciate that and do not take it lightly at all. I was when we were coming in, my thought was I'd seen video of Jason doing comedy in the metaverse, and it is different. It is different. No comedian should come in taking this lightly. I don't want you to feel like, don't be overwhelmed. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. But you do need to recognize the platform is different. All comedy, anytime you're in a different venue or a different like TV. A TV set is different than a club set or a theater set, even though it's the same material. It's just a different presentation. So that's how I was coming in, kind of really looking at the science of this whole thing. So I'm watching videos of Jason getting like smashing and getting legitimate laughs with metaverse material that is also blended with real material. Not say real material, me like tried and true tested headlining material with off the cuff, fresh metaverse material. I'm like, okay, Jason has figured out the science of this thing. So I was like, maybe I should go first, because if I don't do well, I'll throw it behind the back, do a back, behind the back pass, and let Jason go ahead and lay this thing up. But then Jason was like, no. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna set you up. And let me tell y'all something. It was so good that you did that you sacrificed and did it that way, even with the other things that you said that you told Jay Dunn, because it gave me time to relax and look at you work. The value of being able to sit there and like I was seating or standing over to the, if I'm stage right. And I'm right over there, and I'm looking at the audience, and I'm looking at you, and I'm watching you work, I'm watching them laugh. I'm like, okay, I see what he's doing. I'm picking it up. So I was a lot more relaxed and a lot more learned, if you allow, than I would have been if I would just came up there cold.
And then you just being the professional that he is, y'all, came up there, and Kimberly Ann can attest to this. I was watching like he is murdering this room right now. This absolutely murdering it. So what I want to talk, like our subject matter that I really want to talk to, that we talked about in World this past Friday, is the future of the metaverse. Of course, MetaConnect was 3 weeks ago. Okay. They got the new Surface Pro. I mean, not Surface Pro. They've got the new Oculus coming. There it is right there. Okay. And so man, it's a lot of times people become afraid of the future because it's unknown. Right. And because it's uncomfortable. Right. And what we're seeing is the different business opportunities that are about to come and that are happening right now. Right. Within the metaverse. So as Stern said, we're getting legs.
I saw that yesterday. That was like so like shocking, revelatory, and exciting to know that now we're gonna have legs in the metaverse. That's dope.
That's funny. We have a dance class. Yeah, it's funny. Now it's what's interesting is though, here's what's very interesting. In World, and I want to see if I can pull up the clip. In World, man, some of the ladies were saying how they were concerned about us getting legs now.
Ooh.
And they were saying this. They were saying there are already some perverts and some people who actually start to say inappropriate things and do inappropriate things. They're now concerned, like, what happens now that we're gonna have legs in the metaverse? Like the floodgates are gonna be open even more.
Wow. Well, I mean, I think like I saw my first, just full disclosure, I saw my first metaverse like bathing suit over the weekend. That it was somebody I was talking to in the metaverse. They were showing us something and they put a bathing suit on. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, now it's a cartoon, it's an avatar, but there's a thought that goes off immediately in your mind, right?
So, Betty Boop, Jessica from Roger Rabbit.
But you know, I think for me, the thought of legs means it's a little bit more real. It's the reality factor of it. The virtual reality, the R is bigger because we now have legs. So because you know when you take a picture and you showing yourself with just the top, oh, it's cool, but it's still
Right.
like, what's that? Particularly to somebody who doesn't know or is not a part of the metaverse at all. So I think legs is gonna be dope. Here's my question about the legs. If I can be silly for a minute, what's up, real Donna J?
What's up, Donna?
If I can be silly for a minute, my thing is the problem I had with the metaverse. They got a lot of pants that are all fitted. I need them to have some baggy pants, like all their pants are like leggings. So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
we're gonna have legs now. You gotta have some man pants. So I'm gonna give me some custom jeans. You know, we had a jean conversation. I ain't trying to go there, but the legs is gonna add an interesting dynamic for sure.
That's hysterical. Yeah, what I think is funny is how we're having all these conversations about are legs going to work in the metaverse.
Right.
We're arguing about the future in the metaverse. Like that's funny to me.
Right.
Like at first we were arguing about will this metaverse thing work? How's this going to work? Right. Now we arguing about, well, okay, now we're in the future. Will the future work?
Right. I mean, and then you look at, I think about this right here. Like I can't wait to see what they do. So much glad I can have a skirt on. No kilts for I. If I wear a skirt, the only place you see me in a skirt if I was in Scotland standing next to Mel Gibson on the set of Braveheart 2. That is the only
or in alt space. But
but I feel like I'm excited to see what our avatars look like in the future, because Jason's avatar, even our friend Pastor Tucker's avatar, looks a lot closer to who you are actually than I believe mine does. What is the future gonna look like? Can you imagine once we get much more lifelike? And that might just be a few months off. Knowing Zuckerberg, that might not be too far in the future.
So yeah, you're right. It's man, what's coming down the pipe, like even in the next, like Aaron and I always say, a week in the metaverse is probably the equivalent to 2 to 3 months in real life.
Wow. Interesting.
It's man, it's so good. But so with that happening, even I just want to tell people and encourage people, and I wish we had somebody, and maybe we'll do this on the future, is finding some people who are really making business moves right now within the metaverse, because we see with some of the rollouts that are happening right now, or that had happened 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Microsoft and Microsoft Teams, Zoom, now all of those are being integrated with the metaverse.
Wow.
As Authenticity said, VR saying $10 billion investment was smart. Getting the developer Meta out was a smart call. Web developers builders build worlds and assets to monetize. And that's what you're seeing a lot now. Yeah, you're right. It's, man, if you come into the metaverse, you got to learn how to build. You perfect that build. Now, especially in Horizons, it's creating these opportunities, these business opportunities.
So when you say, can you, what Authentic VR was talking about, like kind of unpack that a little bit more? Because I wasn't at the conference. So kind of like what's happening and how do you, what do you think, what do you all think that's going to, provide opportunities?
I wonder if you're in a place where you can actually jump in. I'm about to send you a link. I want you to hop in if you can. Let's see how to do this. Can you message? I got to find out where. I got to find out where you're shouting us out at, because I'm going to send you a link to hop in right now, if you can, just to kind of walk us through this. This would be good. See, that's why it's good to hang out in the World Metaverse podcast. You never know when you're gonna.
You never know
when you're gonna jump in. Let's see if I can. This gonna take. Give me 30 more seconds, maybe.
Producing on the fly.
Hey, Authentic, do me a favor. Can you tell us where? Let me see if this is you that just messaged me. Right now, tell us what platform what page you're commenting on. I can see your comments, but we're streaming this on 5 different platforms. So let me, which one, whose Facebook page are you doing this on? All right, I see Facebook, YouTube. This is horrible. It looks like Facebook, man. This is bad. This is not working. Doing stuff on the fly. This is why pre-production plans are good. I'm going off the cuff right now because I really want him to jump in.
I'm trying to find you.
Okay, there it is. Right, that's what I need right there. He gave me his IG. I'm going to see this message on IG. Perfect. Hey, and if follow me on IG right now. My IG is Jason Earls at Jason Earls. JSON. I feel like an old man right now. Let me see here. Let me find this.
Follow me on MySpace. Follow MySpace.
This would be great. City of. See what happened when Aaron's out? Aaron's out. I start going. There we go. All right, I got you right here. I'm following you.
Big shout out to Jason Beard Game, y'all. I think Jason Beard needs his own Facebook page.
That's hysterical.
Maybe you should consider.
All right, Authentic, hit the link. I sent it to your Instagram. Just ignore it's all you got to do is click the link. You'll pop up backstage. I'll bring you up. So, all right. So I'm gonna let you. Once he comes in, I'll let you reset with your question to him. I'll pull this question back up.
Sure.
So we can talk about.
But I'm just excited about the potential, across the board for all the stuff that's happening.
No doubt. Yeah, it's so y'all. Akintunde. Would you say? Here's the thing. To everybody, as all of us are saying, we're still on the ground level of what's going on in the metaverse.
Right.
Even if you're getting in, if you decide to jump in the metaverse today,
right,
and really start building, you still getting in early on the game. I think we're about to go up to the 2nd floor. That's what it looks like.
Right.
So, but you weren't with it at first.
I would say I wasn't not with it. I was more, I didn't know how to do it. And for me, I heard TV Jake say something one time. He said, men don't do stuff that they don't do well. So for me, like I didn't really understand it. So I was kind of like sitting on the outside, figuring out how I was going to get in or how I was going to utilize it. And so I kind of got when I saw what you were doing, it really helped me to understand. But even with that, I slow walked and watched you. I've watched you guys podcast here. I looked at the shows that y'all do where you and Aaron are in doing the duel, where you're live talking, and then you're also cutting to the metaverse actually on the set. In VR space. And then I also went into your space. I went one night into your room and into your showroom. And I looked around, I was like, wow. And then probably that and the first time I visited Soapstone, I would say was when the clarity of how it works. And then I went to Soapstone, I watched some folks have some not so good shows. And I was like, okay. I was like, so what, what's this? It was a couple guys, it was open mic, and there's a couple guys went up, and then it was one person that was they you could tell they were not a comedian, and I'm not in any way being arrogant or having anything negative to say about their set, but I knew they were just kind of like playfully doing it. But then there was another guy who I could tell was a real comic trying out material, and I sat back and then I was like, okay, now I understand how someone could come in here and really utilize this space to create and find their footing, play around with material. And I was like really giving it up for the guy when he was up there. And then he came down, he was like, so man, you like my stuff? I said, yeah, we talked about his material. Then it was like, okay, light bulb, I get it. I understand more how this can be utilized. It's just about figuring it out how I can utilize it.
Right. So you have, for those of y'all who may not know Akatunde, even my introduction of him doesn't do him justice. You're part of the Warnock Media Group.
Yes,
you
sir. Warnock Family Media Group. Yes, sir.
Right. You are a major producer on events that we even see in award shows that we watch on television. And so you do things with Fortune 500 companies that we see with production. So what do you see now as, for those who are watching who have some potential business, their hand in business,
right?
What do you see as some business opportunities? Not necessarily giving your business secrets away. I'm not asking
no,
you
of course.
that.
Yeah.
But how did that necessarily impact you? In terms of the potential, because I know your mind, you said that you were up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. After Saturday night, I was up at about 5 o'clock in the morning, and I just had to start writing and I'm not so much like writing a script per se, although I did have an idea, but I just I was recording my thoughts. But the way I see it in terms of businesses, I see it, here's the opportunity now for businesses to build relationships and get a foothold. So if you are, whether you have a venue or you have a relationship or a partnership with a venue or in a new or established venue in the metaverse, or if you want to try something out, here's a great time to do something. And don't look at it so much as, hey, I'm going to make this amount of money, or I'm going to get this amount of measurable feedback or traffic or sponsors or whatever that it is. Right now, get in and just kind of get your feet in the sand and kind of move your toes around and figure out how this feels. Like, okay, I understand it. You said something so key the other day. It was very key the way you phrased it. I thought it was very apropos in terms of how you apply this experience. You said it's kind of like when you dive in the water and it's cold, it's a different environment, it's shocking to your system for a minute, but then if you just move around, your mind and your body adjusts. No matter how cold the water is, no matter how deep the water is, if you dive in that water, your mind is going to adjust. If you stand there long enough, you won't even really notice the fact that it's cold or that it's water. And I think that's the same way in the metaverse. Whatever you do, throw it in the water. Just dive in. Don't overly plan it. Figure it out. Guess what? We all figuring it out. I watched you and Aaron figure it out like loudly and discuss the process of figuring it out. So I think that's all of us is a great opportunity to just figure it out and then figure out how to do what you do in this space.
That's good, man. That's good. Authentic VR was just in the back in the backstage. I was just about to bring him up, but he left again. Okay, he's coming back now. There he is. I see him. All right, so so he made this comment and you were like, man, unpack that a little bit. So here he is, Authentic. Let's take the time to get to know him. I don't, we never met before, so there he is.
Hey.
What's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
What's up?
Good, man. Dude, thanks for coming to hang out, bro.
Man, it's great. It's always good to talk about meta. It's always good to talk about all of this stuff. So I'm just excited. I'm excited about Soapstone. I'm excited about you guys and just seeing the way things are gonna kind of move forward. So it's cool.
That's good. Yeah. So you were dropping knowledge in the comments that clearly indicated that you know what you're talking about. So we think. No,
maybe. I don't know if those numbers are right. No, I'm good.
Right.
Listen,
We're about to see.
I could have been lying.
So that's it's the metaverse, baby. It's all new. So you made this comment.
I gotta shout out his setup, Jason. You gotta shout out his setup though. Like he's ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him I'm gonna let everybody soak it in right quick. Give him solo.
Not even.
Yeah. Look at that.
Look, come on.
Boom.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm not
we
even
could have been charging tickets for this.
I don't even have like the gamer seat or anything. Listen. I'm working at home right now, and I'm literally on my break. Let's go. Like,
Wow, that's what's up.
That's
but yeah,
great. So dude, talk to us. Talk to because you dropped some knowledge about
Yeah,
just how to
yeah.
shift with Facebook. Go ahead and talk to us, brother.
Yeah, so I think what's happening is that like what Zuck did is actually a smart move. So at first I didn't think that at all. I was looking at Apple and I was just like, dang, like they really need to be doing it the way Apple's doing it. They came out with the developer thing first and like they don't even have MetaQuest 3 out. I'm like, what's going on? Then I
Yeah,
heard that they that they put $10 billion worth of investing into Meta, into
Mm,
that. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, now things are starting to make sense because what
yeah,
happens is you have a community that builds out, that are web builders. They're building assets, they're doing scripts, they're doing all these different things, and then all of a sudden the Meta 3 comes out, right? The just
right.
like the prosumer one, the one that that's cheap and everything. It's not going to be that $1,500 price tag one. um and even comedians can't afford it, so let's be real. All right.
You see mine. Absolutely, absolutely.
But so what I'm saying is like, I think it's just a great idea. It's real. It didn't hit me at first, but it hit me when I came to Soapstone that this was going to be an immersive experience that was really, at the centerfold of comedy and also at the centerfold of what comedians or how they monetize and how they're able to create different things, and it blew me away. I was like, this is it. This is the future. I mean, forget like being in a room, and I think you were talking about looking behind you and trying to see, all right, how's he doing his set, because this is my like let me
right,
sort myself out because you have your
right,
headset on and everything.
right.
And I was clapping in the audience. By the way, this is Facebook, not YouTube. My bad. Trying to find you off to like I was on my
It's like,
phone. How
where
many am I
is he?
doing this?
Where is he?
But no, I mean it really, really is crazy. I think that when you finally put the Oculus on, when you put the Meta on, and you just start looking around, you really get a sense that the immersion's there. That right now everything, let's be real, right now, like you said with the pants, like, at least when we get legs, let's just not have them skinny jeans. Let's have like an assortment, right?
I'm
I
wearing
want
some
to get some
speedos in mine,
Balenciaga.
brother. I'm
You
speedos and flip
okay?
flops.
Well,
Let's
if you're
go.
walking up with a pina colada in your hand, come on, man. If you just walked up like, where am I? Okay, let me
Right,
do
we
this
up
set.
in the
Let's go.
Soapstone, baby. Let's go.
But it's so good because you know what? I think that the creators, especially the community, the moderators, everyone. I remember the first day that I got my Oculus. First day that I got it, I jumped in there and I was like, I had no idea where to go. The first thing that I saw was Soapstone. I jumped in there.
Mm,
People were super, super sweet. Um, oh yeah, that's right. I was the winner. I named Friday night's show the Soapstone Soundcheck.
Nice.
nice,
Soapstone Soundcheck.
nice.
And it's actually really sweet. Y'all are giving me like a shirt, which is really, really nice, really nice. But yeah, it's just really nice to be able to be like embodied by a community. Everyone knows, especially if you're like a comedian and you know those stages and you know venues and stuff like that, like just to have your own group of people where you're just like that was a good bit.
Right,
Yeah.
That one or that one flew past someone's head and you're just looking at each other. In VR, you get to have that experience. You
right.
get to look at other people and
Absolutely.
be like, and it's just that's where we're heading. So I think I'll just TLDR, too long didn't read version is that I think that the $10 billion that Zuck's putting into this is really going to be a game changer for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Especially, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what kind of content or what kind of content you're putting out there. If you're just creating. So for me, I'm interested in screenwriting. I've watched the A24 film Everything Everywhere All at Once, fell in love with it, died 1,000 times. I was like, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Mm,
Right now, I'm building a world trying to showcase that. So it's going to be like an art
Wow.
exhibit. for everything everywhere all at once. And but yeah, that's just like
Wow.
one of the things that you could do right now. So
But
it's
you,
like,
Dude, I'm gonna tell you. Go ahead.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, brother, go. You go.
Well, I was
guy,
gonna
do
say.
you go?
Well, I was gonna say in terms of like where we are right now as content creators, I feel like on some level I was slow to get into social media. I kind of haphazardly moved into what the whole social media comedy or social media creator mindset and path. I feel as
Right,
though
right.
with VR, I feel like we're on the front side of something. So there's a freedom to create and even stumble that right now, if you're a new comic or you're new to social media, you're chasing trends. You're trying to be the split screen guy, or you're trying to be the guy who's doing bits with a cell phone or whatever the new thing is. I think
Right.
here, this is a new space, new opportunities for us to be able to try out new things and create that project, that concept, that environment, that new idea. I think we're in a great space. They go to chicken.
That idea,
Bro.
right?
Yeah.
But that's facts, because what happens is this place literally just allows you. I mean, it's been here for a while, right? But right
Yeah.
now, just the fact that people are just like really getting to be like, wow, I get to build my own world. And listen, this isn't no like Roblox world. We're not all
No,
looking like this.
no.
Right.
So, and not trying to crap on them, but it's just like we really, there are amazing worlds out there, and it really is just an idea. It's like, if you create an experience for someone
Right.
and they enjoy that experience, and you're able to kind of have a little thing where it's like, hey, you unlocked you unlocked like a new achievement, so here you go, we'll give you this badge, and you can have that badge and walk around anywhere you want in the metaverse with it.
Right.
That's
Right.
Dude,
amazing.
here is I'm gonna tell you, man. What I discovered early on in my comedy days is like I like making facial expressions when I do stand up.
Mhm.
Yes.
How I work on my facial expressions for stand up, especially early on, is when I had babies. Of course, I got 6 of them, so this was a lot of practice. I would make a face at one of my babies, and if they smiled, get this is pretty heavy, y'all. I would then take that facial expression and put it on stage with adults
Straight up.
Mhm.
Right?
and get the same reaction,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
Yeah.
there are some foundational signals or experiences that the brain gets from a
Right.
baby all the way up to adults. And what the Oculus does, what the Metaverse does, is it gives adults that same experience.
Right.
Remember Easter egg hunts? Kids love finding Easter egg hunts.
Yep.
Then you got older, you stopped having Easter egg hunts, but you would find like $5 in your pocket, and then you find $20. You ever
Forget
found
about the tooth fairy.
a C note in your pocket? You ever found $100 bill in your pocket? You like, what in the world? First of all, I'm a poor steward if I just had $100 laying around in my pocket like this that I forgot about.
I was just gonna say, I'm like, I've never found $100 in my damn pocket. I'm
Dude.
waiting for that day.
Well,
But
now
listen.
Jason making me feel bad, called me a poor steward because I found like 5 years ago, I found $200 in
Dude, I'm telling you, you like,
I was like, what the heck? This was just sitting there? Yeah. Anyway, another conversation.
bro.
Poor
So
steward.
then, so then, what I've discovered, what I'm seeing in the metaverse, is we still, like on some level, the Oculus is giving us this imaginary experience where we
Yeah.
having a coffee cup. That's me and my daughter playing house, or playing
Yeah.
kitchen. You
Yeah.
know, like it's all this stuff, man. But we still, our brain loves those experiences. We love finding stuff. We love experiencing this stuff in our mind. And
Yeah.
then, like you just said, you add this element of finding something in the midst of having this experience. It's like, yo, I gotta come back.
And it's kind of like, for me, when I'm looking at it now, it's like the Wild Wild West, or like the if you remember, I love studying history. At the turn of the century, if you look at all the companies that were thriving in its infancy at the turn of the 20th century. You're talking about your Firestone, your Fords, your JP Morgan. These were new companies that were still finding their footing in the early part of the century. And because of the timing, because it was the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, they spiked, everything spiked, and they shot through the roof. I feel like that's where we are right now in VR.
Timing.
I don't know what's going to come, and that's the beauty of it. But I think it's about getting in, and whether it's a creative, whether it's ministerial, whether it's industrial, financial, whatever it is, I think it's incumbent upon us to figure it out. Get in, and if you don't figure it out, just be available. Be open to partnership. Be open to responding to trends, and you're gonna stumble upon something that is gonna be mind blowing in terms of information, in terms of trends, in terms of new opportunities. This is an extremely exciting time.
Yeah,
So good.
It's crazy, man. Because we talk about Web 3.0, and we just think, people are still thinking about just a screen, right?
Right.
And when it comes down to it, it's Web 3.0 is so immersive that you can really just build out dreams in a computer in a cloud that's sitting on a server. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's where we are. So anyway, guys, I just want to let you know I do got to jump back at work. I do got to make some money, but I'm gonna try to find that $200 today.
Go look for it. Go look for it.
Dude, appreciate you coming to hang out with us, man.
Yeah, man. So good.
Good to meet you, bro.
Absolutely.
All right.
See what happens when you tune into Metaverse, y'all.
Come on, man.
Anytime you can get a message like, dude, jump in with us.
You never know.
Thanks for hanging out, man.
Peace.
All right, peace.
That was dope.
So good.
Yeah, man.
So, man, I think of that. There's a verse that said, "Now to him who's able to do exceedingly abundantly beyond what we can ask or think. To him be glory in the church."
Come on,
man. I think that this God has blessed us with this technology, and man, it could take us places that we never dreamed of what we would do. Like, man, dude? Saturday and Sunday night, we were doing comedy shows with people all over the country.
Right.
But I was in my house.
Yeah.
You were at a hotel.
In a hotel. But short song and a rag on my head. Like a do-rag on with Oculus on. I'm like, dude, who does that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I even think about, to me, if some of it, again, it was my first comedy club performance. But I was thinking back when I was like, man, some of it, if I didn't overthink it so much, I could have done more material. But the whole time, like, so she was critiquing me. She said, I could tell you were figuring it out, because I would see you start a joke and then jump to another joke, or you would do a joke and get laughs in it and then bail out of it. I was like, I was kind of like, like hopping, just figuring it out. And then it was, you know what it is? You know what it is, Jason? It's sensory. I'm not going to say overload, but my mind was firing, because it was like new material was coming. I was pulling up old jokes. I pulled up jokes from 2-3 albums ago.
Which is great. Because here's the thing. If I experience you in real life telling a joke or on TV, I pop in the metaverse, I would be honored if I heard that same joke.
Wow.
Think about it. Like, because your brain actually wants a sense of familiarity. And getting able to experience this in your avatar form, seeing how you do it now. What does that look like now with no legs?
Right.
How does that look like, with your hands being able to do it? I think it's great, man.
Yeah. It's an amazing experience. I thank you for opening that door at Soapstone. I tell people, I don't care where you go and get the opportunity to perform at. Anytime you get the opportunity in a new space with some new people, it is just that. It is an amazing honor and opportunity. And it's just, for me, it just was that environment in Soapstone is truly one that is unique. And I thank y'all for taking that time and just being faithful, being consistent, polishing, ironing out the wrinkles, working it out. That's what's up. And and I benefited from that.
No doubt. and we get to meet awesome people like Lolly D. She said, you know, I met her and we get to hang out and we had some real conversations about life. It's so good. And Kimberly said we're blessed with both of us. So we appreciate that.
Thank y'all, family.
Listen,
Thank
y'all, man, I just want to say not only in the metaverse, but also in life, man, don't hide from the future. In fact, Proverbs says that a prudent man sees evil far off and hides himself. The idea there is just to be able to understand what's coming in the future and to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm Jason Earls. Go ahead.
To that real quick, to that point, don't be don't do what we've done before, particularly in the body of Christ. Don't demonize everything new. We have, people like, be careful, stay off that old internet.
Bobby Blue said his mama, what balls of the devil.
Right. Everything's the devil. The TV's the devil. The radio was the devil. And it's like, no, now people, like, I got saved in part of TV ministry. Okay. Shout out to Charles Stanley. Okay. Like I used to get ministered to on a Charles Stanley radio show because watch this, y'all, he brought time in so many different markets. As a comedian on the road, I would catch his voice. I said, that's my man. And I would listen to his ministry in cities all over the country as an unsaved comedian. As an unsaved comedian. And then one night,
boom. One night he was raptured just like that.
Right. Oh. Phone call came in. But I just said all that to say, don't be afraid of new stuff about the kingdom. Like, be open and utilize it for and bring God glory. Yeah.
That's good stuff, man. Good stuff. And as Sturm says, consistency. That's what we say here.
Yeah.
So and who you are in real life is magnified in the metaverse. So continue to be great. I'm Jason Earls. This is Opportune Day. Aaron Searles, an unemployed alcoholic. He's somewhere. So
that's a hilarious name. The unemployed.
Yeah, that boy did the Enoch, bro. He just straight up disappeared, man. Yo, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.